Welcome to Agam's lecture series, a series of lectures designed to bring learning to the comfort of your homes. I still remain your lecturer, Agama, Agama, and we are going to take on the subject pest and pest control. Some people can call it also pest management, coded STB211. Today we are going to go to the topic Introduction to Pest Management. Introduction to Pest Management. First of all, we have to understand what is pest. What is a pest? A pest is any organism that share habitats with human beings and other animals and cause harm, discomfort, or disease to them. Pests are organisms that share habitat with humans and other what? Organisms. Those organisms can be plants, they can be what? Animals. They cause harm, they cause discomfort, they can even cause death of this organism that they share habitat with. There are different types of pests all over the world. And pests cause different levels of what? Damage. Some damage our property, some damage our stored food, some transmit diseases, some reduce the quality of our food products, some do all manner of what? Destruction. And we call them what? Generally what? Pests. There are pests of plants. There are also pests of what? Animals. Animals here will include what? Man. Thank you. Before we go into the other bogus aspects of pests, let us look at what are the economic importance of pests. The economic importance of what? Pests. We are looking at this economic on so many fronts. If there's some pests can have also advantages, but let's look at the economic importance of pests. One, pests reduce the yield of plant products and animal products. They reduce the quality and quantity of crops and livestock. Yes, you can see. They reduce what? Yield, quality, quantity of crops and what? Livestock. Pests increase production costs, because if you use pesticides to kill the pests, you are increasing your production what? Cost. And when you increase your production cost, the revenue accrued to the farmer will do what? Reduce. So they increase production cost and also they reduce what? Revenue. Pests cause leaf fall. Defoliation is falling of leaves. They cause leaf fall in plants. And when leaves fall in plants, the rate of photosynthesis is what? Reduced. So they cause leaf fall and they reduce what? Photosynthesis. Pests have so much effects on us. Pests attack the floral parts of a plant. Pests attack fruits. Pests attack seeds. Pests damage the root system and the plant may eventually die. Pests retard the growth of plants, and pests also retard the growth of animals because they suck the blood of the animals and the animals become anemic. Some of them even die. Pests are vectors of plant and animal disease. They can transmit plant and animal diseases. Then pests predisposed to disease of public health concern. A lot of diseases of man that are public health concern, pests cause them. Which groups of organisms are we going to find pests? Yes. I'm going to list 4 major animal phyla where you can find what? Pests. 1. Nematodes, roundworms. Yes. A lot of roundworms are what? Pests. Mollusks, that is the snails of different types. Yes, a lot of snails. If you go to a farmer and tell you the damage snails do to the leaves of plants, and even those who go into snail farming, snail feed mainly on what? Leaves, and they cause a lot of damage. Then arthropods, yes. It is believed that the 70% of all the animals on earth are arthropods, and out of this 70% of those arthropods are also what? Insects. So there are 4 classes of arthropods that cause serious damage as pests. 1. The crustaceans, the prawns, the copybots, the the cyclops, the crayfishes, the all of them called general, the crabs. They are all what? Crustaceans. They have the myriapoda, the millipedes and the centipedes. They are pests. Then the arachnida, the spiders, the scorpions, the mites, the ticks. They are the arachnida. Then the insecta. 70% of all arthropods are insects. In fact, it said that insects are the most numerous organisms on earth. In fact, later I will tell you reasons why insects are so many. Even if in your living room alone, if you count the number of insects that they run into millions, because there are some you cannot even see with your eyes. And they have high rate of adaptability. They can stay anywhere. There are so many. As we go on, we start mentioning them. Even in your mind, you'll be talking of the damage done by grasshoppers, weevils, beetles, but name them. Mosquitoes, houseflies, all these are what? Insects. So they are the largest group. Then we come to the chordata. All these first three are invertebrates. Remember, nematodes, mollusks, and arthropods are invertebrates. Animals without what? Backbone. But it's only the chordata that has what? Backbone. But the chief pests among the chordata are the birds. You know the one we call the quilla birds? In my local language, we call it the quilla birds. They can come and destroy a whole plantation of cassava, a whole plantation of maize, a whole plantation of palm tree. The quilla birds. Quilla birds, not quilla birds. Then the rodents, different types of rats and squirrels and shrews. Even in a house, a lot of rats live there, and they are pests. Right. Then, how do we control pests? This we are on introduction. I'm going to give you an overview of everything we do in details. How do we control pests? There are 6 major control measures you can use to control pests. 1, physical and mechanical control. You can set a trap for rats. You can in the night use wound to be hitting a mosquito or clapping your hand when you are sleeping to what mosquito, or even hand picking. You go to your fridge and hand pick and kill some cockroaches. These are physical or mechanical method, but they may not go far. Then cultural method, the cultural practices, especially the farm management you can use, like shifting cultivation, crop rotation, bush fallowing. These are cultural methods you can use to control pests. Then biological control, where you use the natural enemies of the pest to control it. Take for instance, if some group of grasshoppers are feeding on a particular plant, and you can get another animal that feed on that grasshopper, that is biological what? Control. Using the natural enemies of an organism to control it. That organism that feeds on that pest is the predator, while the pest becomes the what? The prey. So you are using the natural enemies to keep the population of the pest down. That is biological what? Control. Chemical control. You know different types of chemicals used to control pests. The insecticides for insects, the fungicides for fungi, the viricides for virus, the bactericides for bacteria, the molluscides for mollusks. Different classes of chemicals are used to attack different groups of what? Insects and arthropods. This is chemical what? Control. Then legislative control. Laws, yeah. Like now we are even in the period of COVID. Because there's a disease called COVID, if somebody is coming from abroad, you quarantine the person for 14 days to know whether he has COVID. In the same way, if cattle is to be moved from the north to the south, you can intercept the cattle at the border and quarantine the cattle to know the disease they have so that you don't introduce to the new area. That is legislative what? Control. Using laws to control the spread of pests. Then, integrated pest management, IPM. Integrated what? Pest management, IPM. That is a combination of 1, 2 or 3 or all of the above to achieve the same result of pest what? Control. Integrated. And what is that integrated pest control? I think it's a combination of 2 or more of the above methods. It emphasizes need for simple and economic safe measures to control what? Pest. It is looking for what? Simple and economically safe methods to control what? Pests. And in doing that, is reducing the environmental pollution and preventing other problems. And some of these problems are caused by exposure to what? Insecticides. And indiscriminate use of what? Insecticide. You know, when you use an insecticide, sometimes it will accumulate in the farms in bioaccumulation and can be transmitted and cause effects on that of these farms. So what are the aims of IPM? What are the aims of integrated pest management? One, to keep pests below harmful threshold, to keep their number below a level where they can do what? Cause harm. Two, to protect and conserve the environment and biodiversity, the diversity of living what? Organisms. Remember, some organisms are going to extinction because of some diseases and what? Pests. So you need to conserve them so that they will remain on earth, so that our children and children on board will know about them. Three, it makes plant protection feasible, safer, and what? Economical. It makes what? Plant protection feasible, safer, and what? Economical. Then, what are the advantages of integrated pest management? Remember, we told you it's a combination of 2 or 3 of the above. What are the advantages? One, they are more efficient and they are of low price. They are more efficient and what? Of low price. Two, they do not upset ecological balance or natural balance of the environment. They do not upset the ecological what? Or natural balance of the environment. Three, they delay the development of resistance. They delay the development of what? Resistant to what? Insecticides and other control agents. And four, they minimize residue hazard of pesticides. They minimize residue hazard of what? Pesticides. In our next lecture, we'll take the different aspects of the control measures one by one, looking at how it operates and the advantages and what? Disadvantages. If you are thrilled by this lecture, click on the red button because we have subsequent lectures until we exhaust this course STB 211. Thank you and God bless you.